Salud, amigos. Day 6 of the Calpocalypse. All right, so this is the last time. This is probably take 6. No kidding. So day 6, some lighthearted observations here. I've noticed people are kind of settling into this a little bit easier. I think that's a good thing. You still see the friendliness, you still see the tension, you still see the fear, but the fear isn't quite as tense today. Saw a lot less people out on the roads today. Saw a lot less people out and about. Went and did a job. Spent most of my time at that job. I noticed the guys in the shop were kind of milling about as usual. The people in the office had yellow tape on the floor, signs that said don't lean on the desk, you know, stay off my desk, stay away from me. It's good. It's good. It's a good thing. So we're also seeing neighbor Rob noticed that the store shelves are starting to fill back up. I've noticed that a little bit that I've been about. I actually went to a restaurant today for lunch because I got lunch late and I didn't really take my lunch. I just stopped and got something to eat on the way to the next job at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's weird seeing all the chairs up in the McDonald's dining room and the lights out, you know. Anyway. So yeah, people are settling into this a little bit more. Becoming a little more comfortable with the new situation, I think. Guilty pleasure, guys. I'm really enjoying the streets being empty. I hate traffic around here anymore. But anyway, wanted to bring something up real quick, and I don't want to pick on my buddy, but I think it's something that we could all learn from. I think it's important that we all learn from it. Friend of the channel and a good buddy, Sam. If you have watched my videos on the motorcycles, there's only one I really did a review of, and that's the Classic 500. The rest of them are just kind of my impressions videos. The Himalayan, terrible sound quality. The Himalayan with the terrible sound quality. The 650 video. Didn't really go over any specs. Didn't really talk about. I checked it out. This is my impression of the bike, you know, and I was impressed because I bought it. I've been watching the 500s forever, and I still want one. They're a really cool bike. I really like that bike. But you can go on that video, and the little blue bike I was riding around on, you can look in the comments, and you will see Sam talking in the comments. He was looking at a few bikes, and he decided to go with that bike. And he bought that bike, and he didn't buy a bike like it. He bought that bike, which I thought was just too cool. And I have not ever seen a guy love a motorcycle as much as Sam loves that blue bike. He's kind of wanting something with a little more power for his daily commute. I don't blame him a bit, you know. And I won't even say that. Oh, excuse me. I don't even think that's accurate, to be honest. Not daily commute, because he's commuting on the blue one all over the county. And if you're familiar with this area, Kern County is the size of a small European country. No kidding. Kern County's huge. And he's all over the county on that blue bike. I think commuting, I think he's good. Sam, feel free to chime in the comments. Correct me if I'm wrong here. But for the rides with the groups, I think is where he's wanting something with a little more power, and I don't blame him. I get that. But I've never seen a guy like a machine as much as he likes that thing. But shout out to Sam, and if you feel up to it, guys, the 20 or 30 of you that'll watch this video, throw positive comment down in the comment section for Sam. He's healing up, hopefully really well. Seems like he's healing up pretty good. He's been through a few surgeries now, but Sam went down on his little blue bike, and he wrecked pretty hard. Been through quite a few constructive surgeries, and he's going through a lot of pain right now. Like I said, I'm not trying to pick on Sam here. I'm going to use this story, this tale of woe, as a learning experience. Hi, Miss Kitty. A learning experience so that we can all be mindful of something here. Hi. Sticks, Hex, and Hammer isn't the only one that's got cats hanging out. Oh, where are you going? I want to see your butt. So, here's the thing with what happened. Sam was riding down the road. Truck was going to go through a light. Didn't. Apparently locked him up. Sam plowed into the back of him pretty hard, or dumped the bike. It tore his leg up real bad. It busted his jaw. Busted his jaw real bad. His jaw's wired shut right now. He's going to be on a liquid diet for quite a while. So if you're of a mind to, say a prayer for Sam. Speedy recovery. The point that I want to make based on that, and where I think we all can have a takeaway, is we are all like that place I went to this morning. They've got the line, social distancing. We are all washing our hands. We are all using the hand sanitizer. We're all doing the thing. We're keeping our distance. We're not, sharing lollipops, what the hell ever. We're all doing that stuff, and the focus is on the virus. The whole idea of flatten the curve was we're going to get X amount of cases before this thing starts to taper off, right? And if we can spread that out over more time, which is why the stay-at-home orders that are going on everywhere, if we can spread that out over more time, we won't overwhelm our hospital system. So I think a good takeaway is we need to be careful in everything we're doing right now so that we don't overwhelm our hospital system. This thing is starting to really ramp up. This morning the reports show we're nearly at 500,000 cases worldwide. That is a massive jump over even 24 hours ago, and you're gonna keep seeing those jumps for a while, guys. It's gonna be a big deal. It's important that we don't catch the thing, that we don't spread the thing. It's also important that we don't get hurt. And I don't just mean riding motorcycles. I mean driving cars, going to the grocery store. Your day-to-day work. If you're digging ditches, you need to not chop your toes off with the shovel. If you're driving nails on the job site, you need to not crush that thumb with the hammer. Makes sense, right? So we need to not just try to halt the spread of the disease. We need to also be careful that we are careful in all that we do, so that we don't end up in the hospital getting stitches. I cut my hand because I was cutting a zip tie with it. Look at that. Look at that. I did that a bunch of years ago. I was cutting a zip tie with a knife. That's stupid. Don't do that. I learned that day the hard way. So, yeah, we need to really be careful. I want to bring to mind, and all you guys who work in the fields, if you work in industry, you know what I'm talking about. I want to bring to the general knowledge base here, the lexicon of the general public, something called a JSA, a job safety analysis. Like most of the things in 6S, it's 6S now, not 5S. It used to be 5S, or one-step manufacturing, or any of this stuff where you are streamlining your workday. They have made it onerous. They have made it more difficult than the tasks that you're doing to do the pre-job plans. You quit knocking the camera around. They've made it harder to follow the rules about doing the job than it is to just do the job. And the whole point is to make it more efficient and streamline doing the job. So Today, when you do a JSA, you get an 8.5 by 11 page in portrait, and there's a little grid, and you do all this stuff on the paper, and they're real sticklers for how you do it, and it's stupid. That's stupid. So when I say JSA, I'm going to bring to you what I learned in 1998, 1999, 2000. I had a manager named Greg. He was a great boss. He was a fantastic boss for the most part. And one of the things that he taught me was everything you do that's outside of your normal, everything you do that's outside of your normal, you're going to do a JSA, job safety analysis. You're going to ask yourself some questions. Now, this isn't for routine jobs. You don't need to worry about this for routine jobs. And you don't need to sit down and fill out a paper. You just need to remember these 4 questions. What am I doing? All the way through, from start to end. Plan the job out. Lay the job out in your head. Kind of know, these are the steps I'm going to take. I'm going to put this thing up over here. I'm going to get it out of the car. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to take it in the house. I'm going to set it on the floor. I'm going to stock the individual things out of the case. You know, right? Those are the steps. What are the hazards in what I'm about to do? Well, you pick the thing up out of the car and you turn around to walk off with it. Is it heavy? Are you twisting your back when you do that? That's a danger, right? You think you're laughing. Come on, John. But seriously, you got to think about that. As I'm walking in my garage, I've got a tight space here. Am I carrying that thing centered on my mass? Am I stepping wrong? When I set the thing down, am I lifting with my legs to put it back down? Yeah, lift with your legs. Lifting up, it's also lifting down. Set the thing down, and then as you're putting the thing on the shelf, you know, are there any sharp edges on anything? You paper cuts, that kind of thing, whatever. So what am I about to do? Step by step by step. What are the dangers in what I'm about to do? Identify those. How do I mitigate those dangers? Well, I could twist. I'm going to use my feet to turn myself, my back, my hips and down. I'm going to use my feet to turn myself all at once. I'm going to walk through, or I'm going to take a different route even. I don't want to walk through that tight little space. I don't want to misstep. I don't want to have that thing shifted off to the side, whatever. I'm going to go around through the house and come out the other side. That's how I mitigate the dangers and what's going on when I set the thing down. I'm going to make sure I lift with my legs. I'm going to think about these things. I don't have to write all this stuff down on a piece of paper, guys. You don't either. But just be thinking about it. Just be thinking about it. What am I doing? Step by step, right? What are the dangers in what I'm doing? All the way through. If you're driving the car, you should be looking way the hell down, you know? That's something you got to look out for. You can't control what other people do. Poor Sam got in the back end of that truck. He didn't know that guy was going to lock the brakes up. And they'll tell you in the driving class, well, you got to give it more distance. All that. You can't predict all that stuff all the time. So anyway, sometimes that stuff catches you off guard. Sometimes somebody's just being radically out of bounds. It happens. So, what am I doing? Step by step by step. What are the dangers in what I'm doing for each step? How do I mitigate or lessen or even eliminate those dangers? And the last question you're going to ask, does everybody know what I'm doing? Have I discussed with everybody? Am I going to have a kid run in front of me while I'm carrying this heavy load around the way to come back to the other side? Maybe it's a team lift scenario. Maybe I need to get one of those kids to help me. Oh, excuse me. So, JSA, do it safe, guys. We need to really not just wash and sanitize our hands, not just keep our distance, not just cover our mouths, stop touching our face. We need to also make sure everything we do it in a safe way and don't get hurt and don't end up in the hospital and don't have to go see the doctor for things. Right now, more than ever, it's a big deal. So, before I get to sounding too preachy, I'm going to leave it go at that. I hope that's helpful. I hope you take that to heart. You know, just a little thought process. Like I say, you don't have to sit there and think about that all the time. It's just when you're doing something new. doing something abnormal, unusual. You know, I only do laundry every week and a half. I'm doing laundry today. I'm carrying a load of laundry in. I can't see where I'm stepping. I got 2 steps I got to step down. This is the things you got to think about. It's the little things, but it's a little thing that you don't do that often. It's a thing. You change the car. You swap cars with your wife. You know, you can borrow her car, or you let her borrow your car, or whatever, your truck, whatever it is you're driving. You're in a vehicle that you're not used to. You got to sit there and kind of go through it. You can adjust your mirrors, all that stuff. Adjust the seat belt, the riding position. And you got to be thinking, does that car stop the way my car stops? Does it go the way my car goes? You go through all this stuff. So anyway, before I get too preachy, cut that out. I think that's enough of that. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, hope you're doing it well. Hope you're doing it safe. Stay out of them hospital rooms. You guys have a good one. Throw a comment down below. Say hey to Sam and wish him well. Every little bit of morale boost helps, right? So, you guys take care. I'll catch you on the next one.